Hey everyone, hope you're going well. Today we have a very exciting tutorial series in creating your own event app, replicating what meetup.com might do or Eventbrite, where functionalities such as event creation will be discussed, in addition to showing events, registering for events, showing the list of registered events for the user, in addition for creators who have created an event to edit their event information. This will be a very quick tutorial on creating your own event app in less than 1 hour. Let's get started with the data schema. So I've already connected authentication and Firebase to the app, which I won't cover in this video because it's quite general knowledge and there's heaps of videos on it and documentation on it, which you can follow. So let's talk about the data schema. So I've dropped the data schema here in terms of the collections. So there'll be two major collections in addition to the basic user one, where the first one is about the events, where we have a list of attributes related to those events, such as the creator reference, event name, event photo, time, and so on, and addresses, attributes. The other piece of the other collection we need is the registration, where we will log who has registered for the event, in addition when they registered, and the price of that event, in addition whether that registration has been paid or not. So I'm just going to quickly transfer this design into Flutterflow. Let's quickly now configure the create account and login page. So I've just used the standard templates that Flutterflow provides. I'm just going to add a few fields. The first one I add is not the email, but itself. I want to add possibly a name. So I'm just going to copy this and paste it into the column. Drag it up. Let's call this username. Oops. Let's call this username here. So we can differentiate what's what. So username. Let's make sure this action is still going right, creating right. And then I'm going to change the text to, I won't do autofill because that's not relevant. Autofocus off. Where is it? Your name. And then when it gets started, you set the fields of display name to be the widget of your name. So it'll be widget, your name here. So I'm going to quickly test this account creation process. So I'm just going to press enter the relevant information, press get started, and then it should navigate to the home page. So you can see here, the home page is nothing. What I want to build here is basically maybe show a list of events, in addition to the ability to add the user for the ad, create their own event. And then the profile is very basic. I'm just showing the image, i.e. a default image right now. And then just the general email, which I've just got from Flutterflow basic template. Maybe what I want to do here is that maybe here allow the user to change the profile photo. So for example, here I have an action. Maybe the action is upload photo, and then here allow them to upload Firebase, maybe max of 500 to reduce the size of photos unnecessary to upload a 4K photo. Let's call it profile photo. And then once that's done, maybe I just do a update document, and then I update the user's document, user reference, and the field I'm updating is the photo URL from variable or from the uploaded photos. And I think that's it for changing photos. You can actually just do this whole process on an onboarding flow possibly after this page, but I've just done it here just to show you how it may work. But I'll just reload this page to show you how it works. So you can see here. So now that's loaded, I'll just change my photo here. Maybe I just change it to waterfall, and you can see here the action is running, but of course you can configure something else, right? You can see now my photo is this photo here. Let me just delete this X button. You can see if I go back to the profile page, you can see here, now my display photo is a waterfall. So the next step, I want to cover creating events, because this is the main part of the app. So to recap, we have a list of attributes required for creation of events. And what I want to do here is, for this address information, I want to use Google's or Flutterflow's Google widget provided. So for example, here is the place picker that we want to use. The place picker form element that we'll be using for the user to enter address. So let's quickly add a fab. Okay, so the fab is added here. So when the user clicks this button, maybe I want to navigate to a new page, let's just say, or show a bottom sheet to add the event detail. So maybe let's create a new page for simplicity's sake. We can use the existing templates that Flutterflow has offered. Maybe I just create something very basic from blank, just for the sake of it. But ultimately, like, this is not a UI Flutterflow course. This is showing you how to create a event app, and then the UI would ultimately depend on how you want your app to look. So let's just call this. Let's call this new page, create new event, and then we will have a list of form fields to get these information from the user creating an event. So the most basic one we probably need is definitely the name of the event itself. So maybe let's just add a text widget. Maybe let's add some spacing first, maybe spacing of 12 across everywhere. Not the biggest fan of this blue in the primary background. Maybe I just remove it to make it blank, so it's more all white. Maybe I just pick this as white here. And then maybe I just add some spacing here as well, 16 on both sides. But here I would just say event name. And then I will configure this to be infinite width. So it scrolls down. Maybe we can add a border as well. Maybe max line of 1, so no one enters too long of event name. And then maybe add a border just to make it a bit neater. And then the next piece of information we need is the event photo. So let's have a button here, very basic button, photo. Let's have a button here for event photo, and what we want to do here is that when the user presses this event or event photo, I'll upload photo URL, and the photo will upload to Firebase. The width I'll keep it unconstrained for now. Maybe I'll show snapbar. And then the next piece I want to do here is when they press the upload event photo, what I want to do is show the photo itself. So maybe I'll add a container showing the photo URL here. So the photo, upload a photo URL here. If the uploaded photo is set and not empty. So this will only show if they've uploaded a photo. I'll maybe leave this unconstrained as well, and the height of 200. So the next piece of information we require is the event start and end time. So let's make something very basic. I'm gonna use a text field here, and I'm gonna call this event start time. And then what I'll do here is firstly wrap this in a row, and then add an icon on the left. Maybe I'll just put a very basic icon here, a calendar icon that allows them to set it, and some spacing of 12, where when the user presses this on tap, we create them. We pop up the calendar and the event start time for them to select. So the action you want is the date time picker, and then let's just say I allow the default date to be current time, and the minimum is we won't allow past dates, and then we'll only allow future dates, and then leave this as is, and then we're going to set the form field. This is the second form field here, and then I want to set it as the datetime picker, date picked, as datetime format. Maybe I'll just show something very basic. Maybe I'll just combine the text value. Combine text value just to show it. So I'll firstly show the date picked, and then next I'll show the time. So I'll show this space, and then the date picked time element. So let's do this JM format. And then that's it. And then I'll duplicate this for the end. So here I'll say event end time. And maybe also I need to tick read only so they can't change it. So it'll be so this action flow will be exactly the same, but when we set the form field, I am setting the third text field here. It makes it easier if you just rename these fields. So for example, text field end time and text field start time. This will help a lot here in the action flow. So you can see here, I'm setting text end time again to date pick number 2. Actually, it was actually combined text, and then it was the date pick 2. Datetime format. The format I want is this one plus the end time. So date pick number 2 plus the end time of in JM format. So that's that. And then what I want to get next is the price. So maybe instead of a text box, I put numbers with decimal, and I will put this as the price itself, price per ticket. And then lastly, what I want to do is use the place picker to allow the user to select the location of the place. So I'm just going to leave this as is. I will have a button here at the end to create an event. So add some padding, make it scrollable, and then press create event. Instead of blue, maybe I'll make this more distinct as to maybe purple, maybe not purple, maybe orange, and infinite width as well. And on event creation, what I want to do here is add the flow here. So I'm going to create a document in the event collection with these metadata. So the first field we need is create a ref. So that will be the authenticator's user ref because of who's logged in. Event name, we will select the widget of the event name widget. And then next, event photo. So what I want to do here is, if the user hasn't uploaded a photo, we'll just grab a blank, a template photo off the internet. Else, we'll show what is uploaded. So let me quickly grab one off the internet. So, similar to the user profile, if uploaded photo URL is set and not empty, I'll use the uploaded URL. Else, I'll just use this photo, which is this template blank photo here. And then next, what I want to do is create a time. I just want to record some metadata about the creation of the event. And then for the date time, you want to select the date pick number 1 here, confirm. For the end time, you want to select the date pick number 2 here, end time. And then for the registered user ref, I'll leave it as is, because no one has registered for it. The price per ticket, what I want to do is from variable, I want to get it from the widget of price per ticket. And then lastly, for these location metadata, we'll just select these information from the place picker. So the place picker lat long field, let's quickly copy this, it'll be much faster. And then the next one is the name. I'm just replicating what the place picker has. So name, the next one is address or street, which is address, and then city, which is this one, and then state, and then zip code, which is this one, and lastly country, which is this one. And that's the creation of the event. And then afterwards, maybe we can do this. We show a stack bar showing event, and then showing a stack bar saying event has been created. And lastly, we navigate back to the home page. So let's go navigate back to home and disable back navigation button. So this will ultimately create that event for us in the backend. Let's test this out to see how it works. One thing I do like to note is that when we're using Google Map products such as the place picker, we need to enable it on Google itself to get the API keys. So if you follow this documentation on the place picker widget, it will show you how to enable place picker APIs, or enable the places API, so we can use the place picker, and in addition show the maps use the Google Map widget as well. I won't cover it, but because the documentation is here anyway, so you can just refer to it. So now I've refreshed the app here. Let's add an event. So let's call this test event 1, and let's add a photo, and let's maybe this waterfall photo. And then for the event start time, I'll pick a date of future on the 22nd September. Okay, that's something we need to change. So this is only allowing selection of dates. So let's change this to allow the selection of date time format. So here it is, date time. And then similarly, we need to change this action as well to date time. So let's refresh this and fix this problem. So let's go back. Now that's re-uploaded. Let's try this. So it's 22nd at 11, maybe let's make it 11:28 p.m, which is my time. So let's call test event 1. And then let's go to add this waterfall photo. And then maybe the event will finish in 3 hours, or 3 hours time at 11:28 p.m. or 2:28 p.m. And then the price per ticket is $10.99. Something very basic. And the location I want to select is 200 George Street, Sydney. Let's pick this. And I think I've added all the data. Let's create an event and see what happens. So after press create event has been created. Nothing shows here because I haven't configured the front page. Let's check out the Firebase backend quickly to see whether the database has been updated with the relevant metadata. So here's the Firebase backend. So you can see here all the metadata we'd require are all here. So you can see lat long, or the price, the location attributes, the event photo, which we uploaded just then, the credit reference, etc., etc. So all the information about the event has been stored in our Firebase backend. So the next thing we want to do is show the event on the front page here. So maybe we just create something very basic here, where we just create a container 2 tiles. Actually, I want to remove this primary background as well. Maybe I'll just set a theme here of primary background of white as well. So, or FFFF, because it's bothering me a little. So let's infinite height. Let's remove this container. You can make this a component afterwards, but I'll just make something very basic here. So I'm just going to add a photo here of the event. Maybe I'll add some paddings to it. So 16 everywhere, and then maybe let's do background query. So let's firstly go to query collection, events, list of document. I want to sort it by let's sort it by the created time, decreasing order. So that means the most recent event shows first. And then let's add some spacing here as well. So firstly, let's show the event photo. And then secondly, let's show the event name in this row. So next one will be the event name. So it will be the event name attribute, and then let's also add a price here as well. So it will be text, it will be event price per ticket, and we'll change this to number format to decimal point automatic, display as currency. So we'll show the dollar value here. And I'll add some padding as well. We can enlarge this to maybe 20, maybe not 20, maybe 18. And I'll shrink this to height of 80 by 80. Make it a bit neater. And then I'll just add some spacing here. You can add other attributes as you need, but I'll just do something very basic here so you can see the events. So I'm going to take a pause here because we already covered quite a lot of ground. So we spoke about creating a user account and creating an event, and also showing those events on the home page. In the next lesson, we will cover clicking into the event details and registering for events. Remember to comment, like, or subscribe for more content on Flutterflow.